You don't know nothing about me, so you're not gonna understand anything.
Of course, but I didn't understand that. It's good shot, man. It's not good performance. It's good shot. The fight was for like 1 minute.
You went 11 rounds with someone that's not a world-class fighter, so I dispatched him in 1 round. So that shows that I'm a world-class fighter. But at the end of the day, like, them accolades won't fight for you.
He's southpaw as well, so it was easier for him to fight Dempsey than for myself. So I don't think that's so important. Like, you know, it's not like simple mathematics, you know. He's like, I went 12, he did in 1, so he's 12 times better than myself. So I don't see that.
And him having a good chin is a tendency of his. Of course, I'm gonna have to try and, you know, work around that. So
then at least you'll make me better fighter. You show me some mistakes. At least something.
I can tell you after.
Right? I like boxing, I like to train, I like to spar, I like to run. How you get tired of training?
That's good for you, man. Well, if you,
I didn't understand that.
You don't have to understand. You don't have to understand. As a matter of fact,
just strange for me.
You don't know nothing about me, so you're not gonna understand it.
Of course, but I didn't understand that.
Like you said, we live different lives. We've lived different.
The formula that you're looking for when working with a fighter, obviously you want them to have some natural talent, that always helps. But more importantly than that, you want someone that's hardworking, enjoys what they do, resilience, mental and physical. I would say those are the main things, and we believe that he's got all of those skills.
Training with Ben has been crazy because when I first joined the gym, he kept telling me that deep down you love boxing, and like at that point of time, I really did feel like I hated boxing. But then I feel like he kind of like lit the fire back up, because it's like he showed me more to boxing than just throwing 1-2s. To me, punch, punch, get punched. There's like a whole chess game to this boxing.
You mentioned Hrgovic at the end there. Obviously, he's fighting Dave Allen, but why did you want Hrgovic? We've never really seen you call out many people. That was the one name you said.
I don't know, just think I like the Hergovic fight, innit? You know, it's nothing personal to these fighters. It's nothing personal. I've always just tried to strive for greatness. And Hergovic, I think it's a great fight for me, but obviously he's boxing Dave Allen, so we just got to go back to the drawing board, see who's available, Frank, innit? And we'll find them, yeah.
Get that bag back you up, Thomas. You gotta pack that bag.
Moses Itauma. No, definitely not. Think I'm stupid.
Tell you who's the real fucking deal. Moses Itauma. Do you know who that is?
The giant,
that 20-year-old heavyweight.
Oh yes,
Bro. Did you see what he did to Dillian White?
Yes, he's a problem.
Bro.
Yes.
He's
no
a problem.
Yeah.
That guy's
Is
a
he only
real
20?
problem. 20 years old.
Yeah.
He's
Wow.
just slightly older than Tyson was when he won the title, so he can't be the youngest guy to ever win the title.
Damn.
He's so fast. He moves like a middleweight.
I know.
Here's Itauma.
Look at that.
Watch this
Look
guy.
at that.
I think yeah, I'm the best opponent he faced. I think he never been until now in the ring with someone like me with that kind of experience, endurance, toughness, power. So let's see how good he is. Everyone says he's a future superstar, future Lennox Lewis.
I mean, you believe it as well, though.
Let's see.
Do you believe it as well? Do you believe he's that good?
We'll see, I don't know. For right now, I'm not impressed. I must see something more than this to believe he's a real deal, so let's see.
Moses Itauma is finally set to fight for his first world title when he takes on veteran Croatian boxer Filip Hrgovic this August 29th at the O2 Arena in London, England. Itauma is a heavy 1-7 favorite to defeat Filip Hrgovic, who is a 4-1
Enjoy the kid, man. I'll throw him out of the ring. I'm fucking animal, man. So I'll throw him out of the ring.
The thing is, you don't have that energy when I'm with him. And you don't have the energy when we're sitting face to face. So I don't know, it's just all of a sudden leaves the room and he's got confidence.
My final question for you was, it's an obvious one, but I'm going to ask it. Can you stop Filip Hrgovic on fight night?
Can I stop Filip Hrgovic? Do you know what? He says he's an animal. I'm gonna make him jack. I reckon I can make him jack.
Are you going to bring the same approach as you did against the Dave Allen fight, or is it slightly different this time?
No, I will start even faster. I will start from first round fast. I want to get in fight with him. I want to test him. I want to put pressure on him. I want to make him tired, wrestle over him, throw him out of the ring like this guy from Rocky, this wrestler Hulk Hogan against Rocky. So like take him and throw him out of the ring, and I wanna give him a real fight, real test, and then we'll see, you know.
What was you doing at 21?
Me? I was boxing WSB.
There you go.
Harder fights than...
And I was 20 years old and you was boxing on my undercard. Give me some prep.
And at 21,
give me some prep.
If I was British,
give me some
if I
props.
was British, you were boxing on my undercard.
Give me some props.
Imagine
man.
if you didn't come to Great Britain. Where are you from? From Slovakia, right? Imagine if you stay in Slovakia. No one would ever heard of you, man. So you're from Great Britain, you got everything. You was youth world champion, I was myself, but no one didn't give a fuck about me because I was Croatian, you know? So it's different. I don't disrespect you, this is just truth, you know? It's different when you come from Croatia and when you come from Great Britain. This is the biggest boxing country in the world. So it's easy for you guys to make superstars, but that's the truth. I'm not disrespecting you, but that's the truth.
Speaking of the feud between these two, we recently had a face-to-face interview where Hergovic completely exposes Itauma's ring experience. He boldly proclaimed that Itauma's flashy knockouts are nothing more than hype. He pointed out that all of Itauma's wins so far have been against weaker opponents, and that he's the best boxer to prove that
The beautiful thing about boxing is like, everything that Hergovic has done, I can take that away from him and add it to my I don't know, superpower, or do you know what I mean? I can add it to my roster. So like, for example, he's obviously won the Olympics, beat how many British guys, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, if I beat Hergovic, that immediately gives me some stripes, you know what I mean? It gives me some credit, because I feel like people still ain't giving me that after all the wins I have, but yeah man, we're slowly getting there. Like, I'm 21 years old, so I still got like, what, 14, 15 years left in the game, so I'm gonna come to these fights, you know what I mean?
Do you think you could knock him out in the first round?
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Look this.
Thank you. You're strong, mate.
Fuck, man, I'm strong like a rock. I can knock out a horse.
Yeah.
So, of course I believe, and he start fast, you know, don't start fast. I'm slow starter, but this fight I will start fast. I must train to start fast, and I wanna get into the fight with him. I don't wanna box too much with him. I want to get into the fight and see how tough he is.
He says his team will solve the Hrgovic puzzle. What is the puzzle? What are your biggest assets, do you think? We see you as possibly the best 3-round heavyweight on the planet with your power. What is it that's going to trouble Itauma?
Oh, we'll see, but I think yeah, I'm the best opponent he faced. I think he never been until now in the ring with someone like me with that kind of experience, endurance, toughness, power. So let's see how good he is. Everyone says he's a future superstar, future Lennox Lewis.
I mean, you believe it as well, though.
Let's see.
Do you believe it as well? Do you believe he's that good?
We'll see, I don't know. For right now, I'm not impressed. I must see something more than this to believe he's a real deal, so let's see.
What are you not impressed with?
I never see him receive a real punch. I never see him in a dangerous situation, never see him struggling. So in his boxing career and his life, everything so far was like easy. And he was a youth world champion, me as well. But I had a hard journey in amateurs, in elite level, in WSB, and in professional career. I was fighting like a lion to come in this position. You know, I'm from a small country where there's no boxing on the map. So he was, of course, he worked hard, but his road is much easier than mine. So I think he's never been in the ring with someone like me.
Itauma was quick to dismiss the easy career path narrative by Hergovic, stating that he has faced several challenges during his rise in the division. He did agree, however, that Hergovic has more experience than him and that he's earned the straps. He also dismissed the talk of experience, pointing out his victory.
Me, I just want to box by the game plan, you know? I just, like, I remember I said it in a press conference, I feel like boxing is like a puzzle that comes together. And it's like set a little traps here, offer this, a bit less of this, more of that. And it leads to the knockout, do you know what I'm saying? I don't have no emotion, like, I don't care about Hrgovic, I didn't care about Dillian White, I didn't care about the name. It's just, I had a body in front of me, and I just have to solve that, you know what I mean? That equation. That's why, like, obviously Filip Hrgovic is like, I don't believe in, so if you don't believe it, you should win one fight night, innit? But we'll see.
I think he's a star, but he's up against the fella he's fighting. He's no slouch, is he? You know, Filip Hrgovic is a tough guy. He's never been knocked out. Stopped on cuts against Daniel Dubois, who's world champion. It's a real step up for a 21-year-old heavyweight against a guy who's got a wealth of experience, not only as a pro, but as an Olympic medalist.
Do you think you've had soft touches on the way that maybe he's implying?
I'm really not bothered because at the end of the day, me and Hergovic are going to fight. If he thinks that I'm a soft touch, he's gonna find out soon. I don't think Hergovic really knows my story. It ain't been an easy road. It's not been an easy road, for sure. And Hergovic has definitely earned his stripes. I'll give him respect for that. Like, he's done a lot of things that I haven't done. But when I boxed Dillian White, or when Dillian White was doing his thing, I ain't even started boxing yet. So it's not about how long you've been doing it, but it's how well you've been doing it. What Hergovic thinks of me, I don't care. I don't care, because in 10 weeks' time, like, the truth shall prevail. And the truth shall prevail.
That's the only truth, man. His team can analyze whatever they want, my team can analyze, but in 10 weeks we'll see. And whole world can believe in him, and it's not gonna help him. Or whole world can believe in myself, it's not gonna help me. So it's just me and him, and that's the only truth. You said good. You're young, but you're smart.
A reason why this is a pretty even fight is that both boxers have been training with world-class trainers. Itauma has been in camp with Ben Davison, one of the best trainers in the UK who has previously trained the likes of Anthony Joshua. Hrgovic, on the other hand, has been training under the legendary Abel Sanchez at Big Bear, California. Hrgovic has been training.
He's a good fighter. You know, I think Hergovic is a world-class heavyweight. Is he elite? I think he's close to it. Now, there was one stage I think he was really close to it, but you know, he's going to fight at Itauma now. I think it's a good fight. You know, I think Moses will be much too sharp for him, but I think it's a proper challenge. I think it's Moses' first real test.
Moses' litmus test, I think so far. I think we all agree Filip Hrgovic is the right fight at the right time for Moses, but also Hrgovic has still got ambition. He's 34, he's training with Abel Sanchez in Big Bear, he's coming off a few good wins, and he's tough and he's classy, and we know what he did in the amateur ranks. So yeah, I really like this fight. I think it's a fusion of styles, and it's come at the right time in a great year for the heavyweights.
Wise head on young shoulders already. Do you think you have the smarts, the skills, the speed, the southpaw know-how to deal with not just Filip Hrgovic, but anyone out there?
Do you know what you've just said? Like, I won't need that to beat Filip Hrgovic. What I need is to exploit his weaknesses, to exploit his tendencies. And to exploit his tendencies, I don't need to have speed, I don't need to have power, I don't need to have all the attributes you just said. I have a very solid team.
Ben Davison, Lee Wiley, the guys are working out the Hrgovic weaknesses right now.
Exactly. I've just came from a fight, he's just came from a fight. We're both sort of half fit, so we'll see, innit? Like I said, like, I've got a solid team behind me, and not only that, I've got ears that listen. So, I mean, it's gonna be an interesting fight, and I know Hergovic ain't gonna back down. So, you can say that this is my first fight, huh?
You performed brilliantly against Jermaine Franklin, executing those instructions. You're back with Abel Sanchez in Big Bear, wonderful trainer, of course, who guided Gennady Golovkin up at altitude. This is serious, Filip, isn't it? You go straight back and straight into training at Big Bear.
It's good to be active. You know, that I had just finished my camp. I had easy fight and straight back to the camp, so it's good for me. I'll be in great shape.
David Adelaide, Joe Joyce before that, Dave Allen, of course. You're used to British opponents. Did have that defeat to Daniel Dubois. I know it hurt you, and mentally you felt you weren't right in that. How have you got through that, and how better do you feel now?
Joyce, Adelaide, Allen, and now Moses. So I must beat 4 English guys in a row for these 4 goals what we received in a football game.
That's a nice analogy.
While both boxers have been debating about ring experience, the topic of who has the stronger chin popped up. There's no doubt that Hrgovic has the better chin among the two. The Croatian is recognized in heavyweight boxing for possessing an exceptionally durable granite chin and high resilience.
Did a great shot against Richard Torres, all credit to him, but I still look at Sanchez and I see a guy with no knees. I see a guy with a lot of problems, and against the guy with the mobility and speed of Moses Itauma, I think he's got a lot of problems.
Oh, well, look, the confidence is that Sanchez believes in his power. The confidence is that Itauma's also southpaw, just like Torres, so he can use that momentum going forward. He can extend that training camp of fighting and sparring left-handers into this one. But like I keep saying, Mannix, Moses Itauma is the future of the heavyweight division. If Torres was a puncher and an Olympian, Itauma is the exact same thing with angles, with footwork, with meanness, with momentum. I much rather him go up against the Hrgovic and the Wardleys of the world, the next crop of heavyweights that
Itauma's a generational talent. I do. I think he's exceptional. Hergovic's a brilliant fighter. You're not rated for in the world if you're not. And I was in there with him, and he was good. He was direct and strong and powerful and experienced. But I think Hergovic's on the way down. I don't think I boxed the best Hergovic. I think that's been gone a while now. A lot of amateur fights, but it's a huge step up. And if Itauma deals with him, he deserves a lot of credit. I'm not diminishing Hergovic in any way. He's a world-class fighter, but I think Itauma will be too fast for him, too sharp. Not really hit too hard for him, but hit him too often and too fast. And I think he'll get him out there and make a real statement.
How do you beat him?
I'll beat him. However, doesn't matter. Knockout or the points, but I'm gonna definitely beat him.
15 knockouts on the record. Do you think it's that experience, the long fights with the likes of Zhilei Zhang, and do you think it's just that you'll know too much for Moses at this stage?
I think, yeah, he's not the biggest fight of my career. I think I had much tougher test in WSB and amateurs, like a very young kid. A lot of pressure on myself in many fights with Zhang, with Dubois, you know, so I think he's just a kid. He's talented, you know, he's quick, but I don't think he's toughest opponent I faced, so.
Not your hardest fight, not his toughest opponent.
I'm happy you fixed that, innit?
You look very relaxed, you don't seem too bothered.
I mean, you know, every press conference or every face-to-face, this is all the same script. He's just a young kid, he's this, he's that. And none of them send the bell. So it's just the same script. I don't mind. Like, you think what you want, innit? Like, once the bell rings and you feel that first punch, you know what I mean? It's gonna hit you. Be like, okay, he's just a kid, but he's got something. We'll see.
But you remember what Rocky said, it's not how much you can punch, but how much you receive and keep moving forward, right?
Nonsense. I'll tell you one thing in boxing. I don't know why you've been praised to have a good chin. That's not something you should be praised for. Like, I get so much hate because people saying I ain't been hit on the chin. Ain't that a good thing?
While Moses Itauma has gained a reputation for terrorizing the heavyweight division, Hrgovic and his team are unfazed by the massive challenge ahead. They relish this upcoming fight as they have the opportunity to prove that Itauma is not unbeatable, as he's portrayed by British media. During an older interview, Hrgovic's trainer Abel Sanchez agreed that Moses Itauma is a tough challenge.
How do I see it going? I think Moses Itauma, too sharp, too smart, too technically astute for him, and too young. I think he learns a lot about himself that fight, about durability, desire, and one. And I think Hergovic will give him a few things to think about to improve him as a fighter if he's going to be the heir apparent. So it'd be a learning lesson for him. But I think Moses Itauma beats Hergovic. I think he probably, if he doesn't go to pitch distance, stops him very. I see questions being answered. Moses gets in with him, which he needs to. And every fight he has from this point onwards needs to be that case if he wants to be a champion and stay a champion. It can't be an easy ride all the way you're going through, because eventually you're going to come up against somebody that gives you something different and makes you think about what kind of fighter you are. If you get hit, you get hurt, you get wobbled, you get put down. You want this to happen now before you become a champion, because at that time there's too much at stake. And then you're thinking, oh my goodness, this is it, it's over, this should happen to me. So I think this is a good learning fight for Moses that he can win, and that he can learn a hell of a lot.
The talk is that he's going to fight Moses Itauma in August. That could be the toughest fight in the heavyweight division at the moment. What's your thoughts on Hrgovic Itauma?
I think that's the toughest fight for everybody in the division right now. He's a young up and coming. He hasn't fought anybody really in the top 10, but he looks destructive against the guys that he fights. Hasn't been signed, so until that gets signed, there's no really any reason to predict what would happen or what might happen. Until that gets signed, we'll figure that out.
So you've been impressed by Moses so far?
Well, absolutely. He's a young Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was doing the same thing when he came up until he met somebody that wasn't afraid of him, and Filip wouldn't be afraid of him if he fought him anyway.
Now, a lot of people, including Filip Hrgovic, believe that Itauma is overhyped despite his level of experience in the ring. Analysts believe that there is plenty of truth to this, primarily because Itauma is seen by the governing body.
I think it's much more difficult than that. I think he wins the fight, but Hergovic is an elite heavyweight. I think we did see that. He's tall. He imposes that. He imposes his figure. He's got a wicked jab, wicked right hand. He's a problem, and defensively he's better than what you give him credit for. Yeah, he cuts up very easy anyway. We've seen that in recent fights. Absolutely, yeah, we've seen that in recent fights. But I think he's a big problem. It's a huge step up for Moses, and I think we get the answers that we've been waiting for from this kid. And if he's as good as we think he is, if he's the next coming, then Moses Itauma gets the job done. But it's not an easy night by no means. Is it stressful for you, Sam?
Like I say, I remember Moses Itauma coming to the gym, at Stallard's boxing gym, and sparring Joe when he literally took a school bag off. And I thought, this kid is unbelievable, he's dynamite. And he's gone on to do whatever he's done since. And I think he's like we've all seen, he's not put a foot wrong, but his opposition has been tailor-made for him. I know everyone was making out about the Jermaine Franklin fight, but to me that didn't show us what we need to know about Moses. I mean, the elephant in the room is just the fact, can he take one on the chops? I think, listen, Paul's, he's a lot more qualified than me to say that, but until he gets punched on the chops, full force, by someone like Hrgovic, we're going to know what we need to know about Moses.
That they fought at. Let's be honest, it's really only Zhilei Zhang and Daniel Dubois that separate their CVs. And only one of those fights was a win for Filip Hrgovic. Arguably, he didn't actually win the Zhang fight as well. You could chuck Joe Joyce in there if you wanted to, but at this stage of his career, I don't think there's a giant difference between that win and the Dillian White win for Moses Itauma. I mean, I would say that Joyce has more left than White did at that point in his career, but I'm just saying that it's not like it's an astronomical difference. Hrgovic has been doing it longer. He's been finding it harder to get the right fights and be put into the right positions. I completely understand his point in that sense. You can't say that Itauma deserves any of those ranking slots based on what he's done so far in his professional career. He just doesn't. Maybe you could argue he's a top 15 fighter, maybe just scrape into the top 10. But I think Hrgovic is essentially saying that he's a bit of a spoiled brat in the sense of he's been given all of this, it's been handed to him. You can't really disagree that it's been handed to him. Yes, he's done everything that's asked of him so far. Yes, I'm sure he trains extremely hard and he's got a fantastic attitude. And yes, I think we can all agree he looks like a brilliant talent, but he's not earned it yet in the ring. So for him to be ranked so highly by these governing bodies, it really speaks to the fact that he has been hyped and promoted well. These governing bodies want Moses Itauma to represent them because he looks so exciting, because he's going to sell so many tickets. It makes sense for them to be favorable towards him in their rankings. They want his sanctioning fees. He is going to do very well for himself commercially. Filip Hrgovic, being Croatian, being someone who doesn't have the most exciting style, that's just what it is. But in terms of pure achievement, Hrgovic is a bit above Moses Itauma, you have to say that. Definitely in terms of the amateur records, and Itauma's probably 2 or 3 fights away from having a comparable CV to Hrgovic's, I have to say that too. Because whilst Hrgovic has had 7 pro fights more than Moses Itauma has, like I said before, I think there's only a few fights of top quality that actually separate them in the ring. And it's not because Filip Hrgovic hasn't won these fights, it's just because, as I said before, they've been hard for him to get. And the fact that they are 13 years apart in age, the fact that they have been pro for quite different amounts of time, Hrgovic has had to really grind his way to this position. It does tell you a story about the sport of boxing. You've got one guy who is, not at the end of his career, but in his best years probably in Filip Hrgovic right now, in his mid-30s, as a heavyweight. You've got Moses Itauma, who's right at the beginning. But he's right, Filip Hrgovic. Itauma simply hasn't had to go through what he's been through to get where he is. He hasn't had to have that amateur career. He hasn't had to have all those achievements. And I'm not blaming Moses Itauma here for anything. It's just the truth of the sport. If you've got hype about you, if people find you exciting, you get pushed faster, you get pushed further. And I can understand why that is frustrating for Filip Hrgovic. But like he says, it will all go away when they get in.
Both fighters may be at different stages in their careers. While Moses Itauma is just beginning to make a name for himself by taking on the more experienced names in the division, Filip Hrgovic is at the peak of his career, and it's only time before he drops down and fades into obscurity. This is probably his last chance to grab a world title, because the heavyweight division is slowly being dominated by fresh young faces who are hungry.
You've been impressed by Moses so far?
Well, absolutely. He's a young Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was doing the same thing when he came up until he met somebody that wasn't afraid of him, and Filip wouldn't be afraid of him if he was.
I think Moses is an unbelievable talent, potentially, but we don't know enough about his metal. We don't know enough about what he's like when he's gone past 6, 7, 8 hard rounds, when he's in that second win stage, what he's like on the back foot under pressure. We don't know, and I'm not saying we want to see him get hit. We just want to see that he's got that fight, that desire, the cojones when it's needed. And so this is one of those fights that's step closer. Matchmaking is important as a win and a loss. Matchmaking is, and this is a good match.
It wouldn't be a surprise for a lot of people, but then it wouldn't be a surprise if he gives Moses a very difficult night. I don't think he will. I think stylistically he's good for Moses. Moses on top form, in and out, being quick, looking for openings. That left-hand lever that he has, which is extraordinary. Great feet, in and out, shuffling, moving, dancing. I think this is a terrific matchup right now, and it's clearly...
We've not seen Moses in with a fighter of this caliber yet.
That's right.
But the thing we can only go off what we've seen, and he's been perfect so far. You know, with Hrgovic, he's experienced, he's had some big nights, some big names. But what I will say is, he's never come up against anyone like Moses Itauma. And I know we can talk about he's boxed southpaws as an Olympian and this and that. We're talking a different ballgame here. This guy is different.
On the flip side, this is a great matchup for Filip Hrgovic because he's an elite heavy. He's got nothing to lose. Heavyweight, and if you Moses Itauma. Going into this one, we find out more about him. I'm with you guys. I think Itauma does the job.
You can't write Hrgovic off.
But you cannot write Hrgovic off because we saw levels to the game when he boxed David Adelaide. We saw it when he boxed last time out against absolutely. So
Dave Allen.
Yeah, Dave Allen. So there's levels to this game, mate, and Filip Hrgovic is that test. People are talking about him just being the opponent there before he goes up Moses Itauma and wins. He's more.
British boxing promoter Barry McGuigan, meanwhile, offered an interesting take on this fight. McGuigan is a massive believer in the prospect's explosive potential, heavily influenced by watching him spar behind closed doors with heavyweight powerhouse Daniel Dubois. While fully acknowledging the veteran's legendary toughness, McGuigan predicts an early devastating knockout victory for the young phenom.
It's a huge opportunity. Moses is supposed to be the guy coming up. He's sort of like the next Mike Tyson. So this fight and this win would get Hrgovic back to a title shot, which isn't easy when you're coming from a small country like Croatia. He's not going to get all the breaks. People aren't going to maneuver things for him. When I say people, I mean promoters, the network, and I understand it because Croatia is a small market. So we got to take the tougher fights and the tougher route to the heavyweight title shot. So this is a fight that's super dangerous, but it's winnable because Moses is young. He is inexperienced. He's a tremendous fighter. I'm not taking anything away. It's not going to be easy, but my guy's going to come out guns a-blazing from the opening bell, and I think it's going to be a Hagler-Hearn.
I think it's a little bit more than he still think he has something left. I think he knows he has something left. I think it's easy to see that he's definitely still a top-class operator in the heavyweight division, and this is a very bold move from Itauma because it's a statement. If he beats Hrgovic, if he can stop Hrgovic, if he can get Hrgovic out there and look really good, then that's a massive statement because I don't want to say he's on a bit of a hiding to not, but if he beats him and beats him well, it's like, well, the people who don't really know how good Hrgovic is, which we all do in the studio, then they're not really going to rate him or praise him for how well he actually will have done. We can see what he's done. We saw the levels in the Dave Allen fight, which is not what we should judge him on, but I think this is a huge step up, and I really respect Tom for doing it.
He's absolutely more than an opponent, but the point is, he reminds me. Look, I've seen him spar with Dubois when he came into the gym, and he was so good. And he only done 3 rounds and got out, but still he looked so impressive and Dubois is such a banger, such a powerful, strong, explosive puncher. And I watched this kid and I went, wow, where the hell did he come out? And he won the world under-19s as an amateur. He is, I'm telling you, Frank got him at the right time because nobody heard about him, and he invested money in him and said, this is the guy to have. And he is the best heavyweight I've seen in a long, long time. And I know Hrgovic is incredibly tough, and there's every chance that I could be eating my words. If he blows out after 6 rounds and Hrgovic is still coming on, Hrgovic could win. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to get him out and going to get him out early.
Former British world champion Tony Bellew echoes that absolute confidence in Itauma, fully expecting the young star to close the show inside of 6 explosive rounds.
That's the future of the heavyweight division, right there. That boy is so equipped, he's got so many skills, so many assets, he's unbelievable. The only thing that I worry about with Moses is the size, but ultimately, as we've seen now, size becomes irrelevant because look what Alexander Usyk's done. This guy's gone out and beaten everyone, including me. He's exceptional. So I don't think Moses is going to be as technically as good as Alexander Usyk, but he's the next in line. I think he's the future of the heavyweight division. I think he's an outstanding talent. I think he's got a good team around him, Ben Davison and Lee Wiley is the brains that study everything, and they use what we call video analysis now in boxing. They're the one team that use it to the way I used to use it. I wasn't the most talented, and physically I wasn't very gifted. I just had a good boxing brain. I was able to study the fighter enough to pick up enough up on the mistakes that they made. Ben Davidson's the first person I've seen do similar to what I used to do. He studies religiously and he goes so much on that video analysis stuff that it pays off for the fighters. So I just think Moses Ituma's he aced a few.
It's going to be a shootout.
I think the time was too fast for him.
Yeah.
I was in there with Hrgovic and he's really good and strong and robust and you know he's clever and experienced, but he's not fast.
No.
Just direct, he throws good straight shots and straight down the pipe and he's open with his right hand and he's really good. But I just think Itauma is too fast for him. I just think Itauma's speed. I think Itauma stops Hrgovic in 2 or 3.
Do you think he puts him out cold?
I think he
or
knocks Hrgovic out cold. Yeah.
Cold.
I think he does. As good as I think Hrgovic is, and he was master good for me, I just think Itauma is all wrong for him. Because Hrgovic just stands up tall, straight shots. I think Itauma will just be miles too fast for him. Because Hrgovic's going to have a go. Hrgovic's going to try and knock Itauma out, which is great. But I just think.
And we're still yet to see if he's got whiskers.
Of course, yeah. But I just think Itauma's going to hit him first.
Yeah.
That's all. I couldn't lay a glove on him. I can't for 3 rounds. I'm too slow at that level. But I don't think I wouldn't think he's hard to hit for someone like Itauma. I would have thought he's there to beat it. Definitely there to beat it.
Yeah. Boxing World is heavily favoring Moses Itauma to win this fight. Even the odds are in his favor. However, on paper, this is a pretty even fight. The veteran Croatian boxer is hungry for a world title, and that hunger could fuel him to give it his all and turn this into an ugly fight. But can the young Itauma endure the beating in the later rounds?